Hey everyone, if these stories are keeping you up at night, please subscribe to the channel and smash that notification bell. It means the world to me. Thank you for watching. Now, let's begin. She picked another man, so I walked away, but I never expected her to return. And what the autumn rain fell soft and steady over Prague that October evening, turning the gas lamps on Charles Bridge into golden halos. I stood on the old town side, coat collar up, watching the Vltava slide black and silent beneath the statues of saints who had seen everything and judged nothing. My phone buzzed in my pocket. Marketa again. I didn't answer. 6 months earlier, on a warm May night under the same bridge, she had told me she was leaving. We were sitting on the stone parapet, legs dangling over the water, sharing a bottle of Frankovka from Moravia. She looked at me with those pale green eyes I had loved since we were 18 and said, "Toma, I've met someone. I'm sorry. I think I'm in love with him." Just like that. His name was Richard. British expat, investment banker, 10 years older, smooth accent, flat and Vinerati with a view of the castle. He took her to places I couldn't fancy, restaurants in Malastrana, weekends in Vienna, business class to London. I was a restorer of old frescoes, hands always dusted with pigment, living in a small flat in Holasavus with paint-stained floors and books stacked to the ceiling. I didn't fight. I didn't beg. I just said, "If that's what you want, go," she cried. Said she never meant to hurt me, that we had grown apart, that she needed to feel alive again. I nodded. Helped her pack the next day, carried her suitcases down the narrow stairs, kissed her cheek goodbye in the courtyard, where the lindens were just beginning to bloom. Then I walked away. I deleted her number, unfollowed her on everything, threw myself into work restoring the Baroque ceiling in the Strav Monastery library, spending nights in the scaffolding, breathing centuries-old plaster dust. I drank beer with colleagues in smoky pubs in Zhukov, listened to Cymbalum music in cellar bars, hiked alone in the bohemian paradise. When the leaves turned gold, I told myself I was healing. But some nights, walking home across the bridge, I still looked for her silhouette among the tourists. Then, 6 months later, she came back. It was a cold Thursday in November, the first real frost glittering on the cobblestones. I was locking my bike outside the flat when I heard her voice, Toma. She stood under the street lamp, wrapped in the same navy coat she wore the night she left, cheeks pink from the cold, hair longer now. I stopped. Said nothing. "Can we talk?" she asked. I let her in. The flat smelled of turpentine and coffee. She sat on the old velvet sofa where we used to read together. I stayed standing, Richard and I. "It's over," she said. It ended badly. He was not who I thought. I waited. "He was married," she whispered. "In London. 2 children. He never told me. When his wife found out, he chose them. Said I was just a fling. A midlife mistake." Her voice cracked. "I've been alone since September. I've thought about you every day. I made the biggest mistake of my life, Toma, and no, I don't deserve it, but can we try again?" She looked up at me, eyes shining with tears. I felt something twist inside, part pain, part something colder. I sat across from her. "Do you remember," I said slowly, "when we were 22 and restored that little chapel in Kutna Hora together? You found the hidden fresco of the Virgin behind the plaster, and you cried because it was so beautiful?" She nodded, smiling through tears. "That's how I felt about you," I said. "Like something rare and sacred I was lucky to uncover, and you threw it away for a lie in a suit?" "I know," she whispered. "I was stupid, selfish. Please," I held up a hand. "I'm not the same man you left." She frowned, confused. Over the months she was gone, I had done more than work. Richard had a reputation. I knew people who knew people. A journalist friend at Respect magazine owed me a favor. A former classmate now at the financial analytical office. Quiet conversations in cafes. Anonymous tips. It started small. Questions about undeclared income from Prague property investments. Then, deeper offshore accounts in Cyprus, backdated contracts. Bribes to zoning officials for luxury developments in Letna by October, investigators were circling. Richard's firm launched an internal review. Clients pulled out. His visa status came under scrutiny. Overstayed work permits, questionable residency declarations. He fled back to London in November, just days before Marketa showed up at my door. Left behind debts, a trashed reputation, and a scandal that made the business pages of Hospoda SK Novini. I never touched him physically, never raised my voice. I simply made sure the truth caught up with him. Marketa knew none of this. She reached for my hand. I miss us. I miss coming home to you. The way you make haluski when I'm sad. The way you hum Smetna when you're painting. Please, Toma, I'll do anything. I looked at her hand on mine, familiar, warm, and I felt nothing. Not hatred. Not even satisfaction, just distance. Like looking at a fresco that had faded beyond. Restoration. I gently pulled my hand away. I'm seeing someone, I lied smoothly. Her name is Lucy. She's a conservator too. We met on a project in Zesk Krumlov this summer. Marketa's face crumpled. Oh, she said faintly. She's kind, honest. She looks at me like I'm enough. The words hurt her. I saw it, and for a moment I wondered if I was becoming the kind of man I despised. But then I remembered carrying her suitcases down the stairs while she cried about how much she loved him, I remembered. Nights staring at the ceiling, wondering if I would ever feel whole. Again, I'm sorry, Marketa, I said, but you made your choice, and I made mine. She stood, trembling. I understand, she whispered. I hope you're happy. She left quietly. The door closed with a soft click. I stood at the window watching her walk down the street. Past the tram stop, disappearing into the fog that was rolling in from the river. Winter came early that year. Snow blanketed the red rooftops, muffled the city. I spent Christmas in the mountains with Lucerial this time. A quiet woman with gentle hands and a laugh like wind chimes. We restored a small wooden church in Komava together, breath fogging in the cold, fingers brushing as we mixed pigments. One evening in January, walking across Charles Bridge hand in hand, snow falling around us like grace, she asked about the woman in the old photos I still hadn't removed from the shelf. Told her the truth. She listened without judgment. Then she said pain changes us, but it doesn't have to define us. I looked at the saints above us. Stone faces softened by centuries of weather, and for the first time since Marketa left, I believed her. Somewhere across the city. I heard Marketa had moved back with her parents in Brno, taken a job teaching art history at a gymnasium, started painting again. I hope she finds peace. I hope she understands, one day. Why I couldn't take her back? Not because I wanted revenge, but because I finally chose myself. The river keeps flowing under the bridge, and life, like Prague itself, endures. Beautiful, scarred, eternal.